Hi, my lovely friends. It's Marta here. I'm sorry for my voice, but I'm just a little bit unwell. And unfortunately, I didn't manage to post the video on time, but I had such a sore throat that I could barely speak. So it's day after the Valentine's Day. Today, and I'm recording the voiceover. So my friends, I have a little surprise for you. I have this free printable design which I did sideway, and this free set contains 3 paper. You have the main design, then you have this pinkish color layer and a very light color insert portion. And this is what I have in mind, that you could print your paper, just score it and have it ready to go. So if you're creating flat cards, that'll be just very easy to dress them up. You just have to print it and you can skip adding all the layers, just have the front panel dress up. So here's 3 pages of free digital designs which are available on my buy me a coffee page. And one last thing I wish to tell you is that the designs are matching perfectly. So if you cut 2 layers in exactly the same point and you will create the aperture, you could have the very interesting flow between the layers because they're gonna be matching up with the design. Then I have additional set which is £2, and there you have 5 different elements. You've got the same design as on the freebie, but what is extra, you do have the 2 ephemera pieces with the labels with the sentiments, and the one with lovely designs to fussy cut. You've got some swans, you've got some roses, leaves, and lots of different labels with lovely sayings. And these will be not only for the Valentine's, but you could use them all year round for different like wedding, anniversary, love cards, or if you want to say you're grateful for someone, that'll be like handy to have. So here's just a quick comparison, because I was actually out of the paper. I only have the white copy paper, but I wanted to have something more sturdier, so I print my papers on the cream color cardstock. So this is why it's a little bit more creamy than it should, but just to let you know that obviously you can print them on different color cardstock, and that way you can also extend the color palette. But for example, if you print the design on the cream color cardstock, you will end up with having slightly different shade. So without any further ado, I'm just gonna jump into the video, and I'm gonna be creating the card using the cardstock from the freebie set. So I print my design on both sides, like I've choose the pink color one on the outside, and then this insert portion on the inside. The insert portion is bright enough so you can write down your wishes directly, or you can print them on additional white card and have them attached there. But what it's good with this layer is that you have this beautiful finished card inside and outside, but you actually using the singular layer of the paper. So especially for creating card for postage, that's quite handy. Here I cut another layer with the design paper, and I just cut it from the same side, so my design will actually marry up. And now I want to create the aperture, but I want to have this nice equal scoring on each side, and I'm gonna create myself a little kind of like a cheat tool, which is very handy. All you really need is just either piece of the thick cardstock or cardboard. You could use like a pizza box or something, and then you cut yourself the strip. I've cut my strip at 1.25 inches, and I also made a 2 lines pencil mark at 1.25 inches. And that way, once I'm placing it on the side of my scoring board, I know exactly where to start scoring and where to finish. And once I did it on both ends, I can then twist my card upside down and join the lines, and it's very easy and helpful. You don't have to kind of trying to, eyeball where to start scoring and where to finish. Once I've created my scored aperture, I'm just gonna trim all sides, and this is very important. You have to trim each single side, all four edges, so that way your design will marry up. If you're gonna trim just the top and the bottom, then you're gonna have a shift on the design. And because I wasn't pleased with the first chop, I think I just made my mat not large enough as I want to. I just go back, and again I repeat the step, and I trim all four sides equally. So now all I have to do is to cut out the aperture, and for that I'm gonna use my trimmer. But if you don't have a trimmer, you could follow the scoring line with your scissors, or use the ruler and X-Acto knife. But having those lines pre-score first, it's very handy. It just makes the job way more easier for you to cut out, because you know exactly where to follow, because you've got those guidelines. And of course, if you've got some sort of a rectangular dies or any other shape of the die, you can also use those ones for the aperture. However, I wanted to create mine without the dies, because not all of you have the access to die cutting machine, and sometimes I'm trying to share with you the type of crafts which are accessible to everyone. So here you can see I've got my frame, and this one will be matching up with this pink color design. Now I'm gonna be adhering my frame flat, but I want to give it teeny tiny bit of dimension, and for that I actually take my scissors and I went over the edges very gently, distressing them. Now I'm gonna take this heart design and I will fussy cut it, and to help it stand out even more from the design, I've decided from the design paper on the back, I've decided to leave it this one kind of like 1 millimeter white frame all around my die cut elements, and I'm following the same rule with all the others extra embellishments, which I'm just cutting a couple of the leaves and one rose design. And once my elements are fussy cut, I'm also gonna cut the circle, but for that I'm gonna use my little circular die, just so I could have this nice circular shape. Here I'm adding the glue to the back side of my frame, and I'm only doing it on the middle section, like right in the center of the frame, and I'm leaving the other inside and outside edges without the adhesive. And I'm doing so I could very gently lift up the edges of the frame, and that way I will get this full impression that it's dimensional, and it's gonna be looks like you would add some sort of a double-sided foam tape or something there, but there's nothing there. So this is a great way to kind of create that full level of dimension. For my heart, I'm gonna use a little piece of the cardboard. I would normally use the foam tape. It's either way. It's just something to give it a little bit raise. And because I already had it on my desk, I just thought, okay, this is gonna be good. But either way, either sided foam pads, foam squares, anything you'd like to use, that will be working well as well. And the only one difference is that having this piece of the cardboard is actually giving you a lot more sturdiness. But it doesn't really matter. I'm actually using what I have on my hand. So here I also cut a little circle under this love sentiment, which says with love. And then I am adhering my elements with the help of the hot glue. So I place my heart in the center, slightly towards the top part of my card, and of course I just have to use this little string bow, which I think is a very nice element, and especially for the cards which are going through envelope, these are holding really well. Sometimes when you have bow made out of the ribbon, and you put it in the envelope, it's kind of squished and pressed, but there's no such a risk with the string because it's gonna be hold its shape nicely. So here I'm putting this circular label on top of my bow, and I'm gonna dress it up with a couple of the leaves. And I think this is such a nice design, and it's very easy, very quick to do so, and this could be used up for many other occasions. You can either put the love sentiment, or you could add any other something else as well that will be working well. Now I'm gonna add a couple of the extra embellishment on the top side of my heart, just so it's not gonna be looking as plain. And because I thought this flower is a little bit too large, I'm just gonna slightly trim it. And then again, I'm adding hot glue behind it, and then I'm gently tucking it behind the heart, and a little bit more of the greenery, and basically my card is ready. The last element which I want to add would be a couple of the water droplets, which will be filling up the composition, and they will also add this nice interesting texture and something else to my card. So that will be the front part of my card, and I think it's just looking very nice, and it didn't really took me a lot of the time. And now I've decided to show you up what I'm gonna do on the inside part as well. So I wanted to create a little holder for the gift card, and you can either cut it from paper or use some sort of the die. This is a very old die of mine which I've designed a couple years back. Unfortunately, this one is no longer available, but you could create similar effect by cutting piece of the paper and create 3 flaps, and that will be basically the same result. The only one thing I was trying to go for here is to keep up this kind of a continuation of the design, so you can clearly see that the hearts on the paper, which is the stronger design, they are matching up with the inside paper. And I'm using additional circle with the wishes, and this one says roses are red, violets are blue, hope you know I'm grateful for you. And I thought it will be a nice saying to create my card and say that I am very, very grateful to all my sunshine family. So I hope you're gonna be enjoying this papers, both ephemeras and the freebies as well, and they will be looking great. And I just wanted to show you that they will be looking great to use on the front panels, as well as you can put them as the inside messages. And I'm adding a little piece of the white card, something you can sign on your wishes there as well. But this design is actually quite light, so you could actually write on it directly as well. But I just wanted to show you the idea what you can do on the inside portion of the card, so you could have some extra inspiration. So let me know if you like it, let me know how you enjoy this type of the card, and if you would create something similar. All the links to the digital papers, to ephemera pieces, and the free copy will be down below in the description area. Thank you so very much. I hope you enjoy it, and if you did, please don't forget to share, to give a like, and to comment underneath the video. That will be me for today. I am sending you lots of the hacks, and I wish you a fabulous day. I hope to see you shortly, and bye bye.